this is Mega Builds. This is the very first episode of Man Versus. This is the series where I build relatively large-sized projects in Minecraft. So unfortunately, the replay mod got corrupted and I couldn't have the starting of this mountain, so we start off with what you guys saw. Here I'm just adding some texture so you can actually see the spikes I made using Voxel Sniper. Now I just cover the mountain with grass to make it look a lot less depressing. Now I'm going to fill it up with water because it's an island. Here I'm starting the stairs up to the tower, which will be the only way to the castle. Add a little decoration around the stairs and some lamps for some lighting when you're down there. Now I'm going to start the dock using some stripped spruce logs, filled in with oak planks that I'm later going to use buttons and pressure plates and stairs to make it look all worn out and used. Here I'm starting the hut that will have storage or tools or utensils for the people working on the dock. What you see me doing here is just laying out the blocks I'll be using. I'm making this up as I go. So as you see me build, I'm not very consistent in my building. That's kind of part of the ADHD and really not planning this building whatsoever. Here I'm just scattering crafting benches, barrels, and whatnot around just to make it look filled up and used. Here I'm adding a little crane you can get into in the little side. It's not the best looking crane. I've never really built cranes before, but later I kind of detail it up and make it look a little bit better. So that's supposed to be like a package. I'm sure you've seen people do that before. Now I'm making a little awning with the campsite and trapdoors. Here I'm going back to detail the crane. Around the crane I'm just going to add some packages and crates that it would have probably dropped off and been moved and stacked and whatnot. Here I'm just adding the fence so no one falls in. Extension of the day I thought about doing but decided not to. And now I'm gonna go ahead and finish all the detail in the stairs and work on the tower. So like I said, I really didn't know what I was doing here. And everything kind of when it was long, and if I didn't like it, I would destroy it and build something else. And you see me do that a lot on this tower. And in the end, I still wasn't really happy with how the tower came out, but I had to move on and get everything done, so I really pushed myself to get everything else done. Here I'm just trying to figure out window design, and then I add these supports and all the other window designs, as well as this sort of roof design you'll see thrown a lot around the rest of the build. Here I'm just finishing off the roof, adding some cool facade details, and then building up a little spiky tower in the middle. I've used this design for the top of the tower for as long as I can remember building on Minecraft. I love it. It works in every build I use, and I'll show you guys how to build it in another video. Here I place with one block the curvature and elevation of the bridge, and then I fill out about 3 blocks wide on each side for the whole walkway. Now I'm just smoothing everything out, marking where a building's going to be, and placing the supports. Here I'm just finishing the building, figuring out where it's going to be, and now I'm finishing detailing the bridge. Alright, so now I'm going to detail this diagonal little entrance tower. I guess it would be more of like a checkpoint. So yeah. So in the beginning I built everything out of diorite, and later you'll see me fill it in with quartz, and this is just so you guys can show the wear out. Closer towards the bottom of the buildings would be more, I guess, where the stone would be worn out, so you'll get to see that later in the video. But for now everything's built just in diorite. Here I'm building another tower. This would also be the only other way up to the main castle. Here I'm just decorating the sides of the building. I use a lot of trapdoors and trapdoor gates, or fence gates and fence. Using these blocks in a tall building really helps with making things look ornate. They kind of disappear a little bit while it's so far away, and it kind of makes everything look nice. So here I'm just kind of planning out where the rest of the towers will be located, how tall they'll be, and their positionings. I kind of play around a lot and trying to figure out what looks nice and what kind of flows into everything. Trying not to block any of the details that I want to be seen, such as this bridge. And now I'm detailing the bridge and adding in a little arch for support. Now I'm detailing the main building of the castle. Adding supports like you saw in the beginning tower. Those will be in a lot of the towers. Here I'm adding another little bridge to the tower so you can actually get to it. This building turned out to be evens. I just stuck with it and did it anyways. It could have been turned out better, but I still really like how it came out. So now I'm detailing the sort of back half of that building. The whole wall was sort of flat and boring, so I thought I would throw out a little overlay and then detail that with more windows and supports. Throw in small windows around everywhere, just so you can get that sense of height and overall size. Now work the detail and supports into the side towers and build up windows and detail. And like I just said, keeping windows small really makes your building seem a lot bigger and taller. Here I'm adding a somewhat of a wizard tower, just for, laughs and giggles, I guess. And you can see the same design at the very top that I'll show you in another video. Alright, now I'm just adding the roof and detailing the tower, again using pretty much the same design for the spiky parts. and changing up just a little bit with hoppers and chains. Now I'm adding some floating buttresses or flying buttresses to the side of this part, as it was kind of bare and I wasn't really sure what else to put. Thought I should add another walkway on the bridge just to make it cooler and for there to be a noticeable way into the large tower. Again, you can see me finish this tower with the same spiky design that I've been telling you about this whole video, so I should probably stop. Here I'm just adding a little courtyard with a gravel pathway, bench, and a little shack. Adding these buildings on your towers to kind of break up the shape really helps not make your towers look so boring and plain. In here I'm adding another smaller wizard tower to fill up this space. Now you can see some of these bigger structures and bigger supports being placed in, and one on the diagonal, which I thought was pretty cool. A lot of smaller windows, tall, thin windows, all make your buildings look a lot taller. And again, all of those spikes being thrown around on the top. More supports for the last tower, and more tall, thin windows and small windows. And again, the spiky roof. Alright, so now I begin filling up all the kind of boring areas with leaves, just to make everything seem more alive and kind of grown in. I also really like doing the larger walls and filling in a lot of space with the leaves sort of acting as ground cover. To me, it kind of just ties in the buildings a lot nicer, and then I bring them in between the supports. I really like how that effect kind of came out. So yeah, as you guys see me throwing all the leaves, you see how much more alive the building comes. It's a really good effect for your buildings. So I really recommend putting leaves pretty much everywhere. And here's the cinematic.